Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, this is Janet. Hope this is working. Let's see. If you can hear me and everything, just text hi if you would. I'm going to text something as well. This is Bambi, one of my cats. Oh, good. I'm getting some texts from all over the world. Yay! While I'm waiting for other hellos, if you would, you don't have to, but it's always nice to get your hello. So if you want, you can, use that little chat function within YouTube live stream to say hi. But anyway, I will introduce what you're in for here as I adjust my camera. So my name is Janet Wright. I am an energy healer, reader, and teacher. And I am going to be doing a group energy healing on 90 prepaid participants. So 90 people paid me ahead of time before it sold out so that they could get this healing from me. But I'm going to be explaining everything I do as I do it. Later, I'll be linking reference videos below in the comment section as well, because I'm a teacher and I do feel strongly that this information should be free. I mean, I like making a living. I need to make a living as well. But what I'm charging for is the people that are receiving the healing from me. But anybody can watch and heal themselves as they watch, and you can learn these techniques for yourself. So I'm looking at everybody's hello. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's funny. A long time ago, I used to do in-person readings. Seems like forever ago. It was even before I moved away from Chicago that I stopped doing that. But yeah, so some people that are still my clients used to get in-person reading healing sessions with me. And then I switched to all phone. And then I still do individual sessions, but not by phone or live chat or anything. I do the individual sessions I have a headset on and I make a recording as I'm working, but I'm just talking to the person on a spirit level only, like not consciously. They don't, they're sleeping or driving or doing whatever they're doing, and it's just the right time. The angels say, okay, do that person's session now, and then I do it, and then they get the recording right afterwards. They get an email from me, hey, I just did your session. So anyway, so this is the only way pretty much people can interact live with me is through a live stream now. But that's nice because it's free for everybody. So it's very, very nice that way. Okay, so I'm excited about today's Healing Masterclass. So the Healing Masterclass is a one-time healing. It's just today, this hour plus, and that's the Healing Masterclass, and it's a mix of energy healing, of course, and I'm reading as I'm like watching everybody to inform, like, have I done it enough? Have I done this technique enough? What do I need to do next? That kind of thing I'm reading, and I'm working with archangels more directly in these healing masterclasses. So Ariel and Jophiel will be helping. They'll be letting me know sometimes when they want to give a message, and then I'll say their message out loud so you can hear it. And usually they kind of direct me as far as which techniques we're going to use. I mean, if I'm going the way they want me to go, they won't, be like, okay, because I am already doing what they want. But when they want to redirect me into a different technique, they definitely will in these healing master classes. So they're sort of the primaries on it, and I'm the secondary guiding this healing master class. So these healing master classes, they're on the third Sunday of every month for as long as I feel like doing them. So the February one there's still spots available. That's for good sleep and waking up with energy and motivation without caffeine if you wish, just with energy. And the March one is, I forget. I forget the technique for the March one. I'll look it up. But anyway, and then there's also triplet group energy healing sets. These are selling out faster, by the way. I will get to the healing in a minute, I promise. But I just want people to know certain things, you know, because otherwise you don't know, and then you wish you did know. So, yeah, so things are selling out, you know, they're still selling out faster than they were, say, in the fall and summer. So, like the February triplet set is already sold out, which is February 7th, 9th, and 11th. But you can still watch live, of course. Anyone can watch live and heal yourself as you watch, because I'm explaining as I go. But so just so you know, so the next one that you could purchase would be the February Healing Masterclass, and then both March group healings are up on my site, and those I'm really excited about the themes as well. I'm gonna pull up my website on my handy dandy cell phone so that I don't misquote the themes, but I don't want to contribute to your confusion. Of course, I went into Janet Wright. There's an actress, a late actress. She's in heaven now, but there is an actress named Janet Wright. So it gave me Janet. It gave me her instead of me. Oh, sorry guys. Anyway, I'll go off memory. So the March triplet set is the next triplet set you can buy, basically. If you don't have a triplet set yet, all purchased. And the March one is huge. It's about, it's like emotional wellness, clearing emotional burdens, and from this and past lives, and conscious or subconscious. So if you're like, well, I don't feel emotionally burdened, it could still help you, because plenty of it could be subconscious from this or past lives. And it's paired with higher self, like getting more aligned with your higher self so you can better receive the wisdom and healing energy from your higher self, and also extra grounding work. So that March triplet set I'm very excited about. I probably spent a little extra time designing that one than I would usually, like way in advance, you know, designing it. And then the March Healing Masterclass, I don't remember. It was a good, I think it's ending past life patterns, which is pretty cool, because I'm interested in seeing what Ariel and Jophiel have to give us on that. You know, because it's a great thing, because you can be in these repeating patterns and they're totally subconscious. You know, like maybe your husband or your wife knows them, or one of your siblings, someone who really knows you can tell some of your patterns, but some of them you might be completely blinded to. You don't know they're happening, but you know, you can still clear them, and that helps. But anyway, so I hope that makes sense. Whatever. Check my website, janetwrightreadings.com. But overall point is, don't snooze. And they're really cheap. I try to make them as cheap as I can and still make a living. So don't assume you can't afford them. There are sliding scale rates, and so there's like a whole bunch of different prices you could pay based on what's affordable for you. Okay, so today we always have theme related healing, and the theme is playfulness and inner child healing. How cute is that? So inner child healing, it's like, you know, healing stuff from your past, but it's also it's even stuff that you don't know happened, you know, because little kids, they can get upset over something tiny, or, you know, it could be a subconscious thing that happens with you, even, you know, you're not conscious of it even then when you were a kid. So it could be very subtle stuff. It could be very big stuff that happens as you're growing up, and it can have a lasting effect. But so I've been working on some gentle ways, because usually I've probably done inner child healing within a triplet set, so 3 healings, you know, so I can sort of manage people's process with, you know, you heal the trauma, and then you you come out of it and you release and you grow and you move forward and yada. So this will be interesting to do it in a one healing, concise package, inner child healing and playfulness. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to having Ariel and Jophiel sort of oversee the techniques that I'm using as well. They've already been coaching me in the last couple of days about it. I mean, probably for months on the astral in my sleep, but consciously for the last couple of days. So that's the theme related stuff that we're going to get to. But first we're going to do general healing. And general healing sounds probably a lot less sexy than it really is. It's good stuff that we're going to be doing. So having reviewed all the participants, I looked at everybody one-on-one just very quickly because there are 90 people, but it does take a while even doing it quickly. So I looked at what people need as far as like to get present and safe and whole and all that, and what I can do in one healing. And so I've determined some of the general healing stuff. I mean, of course, it's going to include grounding and unblocking grounding. And even the inner child healing stuff will, part of the techniques that the archangels wanted me to use involve grounding work for inner child healing. So that should be interesting and gentle. So that's nice. But anyway, so of course there's going to be unblocking grounding. Of course there's going to be aura repair, because there's always people that need that. And but there's also going to be chakra repair, which isn't always in the healing master classes, or at least it didn't used to be. But I'm getting more newbies these days, and they need chakra repair. Even people that I haven't worked with for a while tend to need chakra repair if they're not doing it on their own. So that'll be part of the general healing section. And then aura blackening. We will heal aura blackening. That was a pretty widespread need. So that was in the last triplet set, the January triplet set, which technically was about safety and abundance and courage. But we also did aura blackening. We didn't do it. We cleared it. Like aura blackening is where you have large black heavy deposits in your aura layers. So it's not just purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. It's not just this wonderful flowy rainbow. It's like, whole sections that might be blackened, or maybe like, in some clients, they would have like their outermost layer would be like half purple and half black. And then one layer in would be half blue and half black, and, on in. So it would be like half black, the whole thing. Like black sub layers, I guess. So anyway, since that's such a widespread need, I'm going to work that into the aura repair part. There will be special work that is not in today's healing that will be in the next triplet set, and the one even after that too. I think it may be just always, but we'll see. But so what we're not doing today is Wei Qi aura repair, and we're not we're not doing that. And we're not doing, I was just double checking with all the angels. Like, really? You sure? So we're not doing Wei Qi aura repair. We're not repairing the rings of the Wei Qi auras, which helps with strong energy boundaries. That's in the next triplet set, and probably the one after that, like I said. In the general healing section, but it's very powerful. I did notice the benefits. A lot of clients, even some that don't meditate regularly, that got the January triplet set, I can see that they were much safer in the last week and a half or whatever since they got that work on their Wei Qi auras, and then the rings of their Wei Qi auras, so they got those repaired. So anyway, that's why I'm going to put it in the next upcoming several triplet sets. But it won't be today. So today we'll be doing chakra repair, aura repair, healing aura blackening, a lot of unblocking grounding we will do today. I will make sure, like I noted everybody that had significant blockages in their grounding, and I'll make sure people are good by the end of this. So there'll be a decent amount of grounding, unblocking. It seemed like with the you know, a lot of these people get, you know, have gotten the last triplet set and they're getting today. So I can see sort of the cumulative effect. Not everybody, plenty of newbies jump in all the time, and you are welcome. If you've never worked with me, go for it. Just go on my website if you want, generatereadings.com. Pay for one of the upcoming group healings. You are very welcome. And as a newbie, I will be watching you extra just to make sure that, you know, you rock it well. But anyway, so I noticed that a lot of these people that had gotten all that strong boundaries, Wei Chi aura stuff in the last triplet set, they were much more present than they would have otherwise been, and they're still much more present from that, but their grounding is blocked up because I guess since they are so much more present, they're like changing and growing and bringing in new energy, and so their grounding is more blocked up. Whereas if they hadn't gotten that protection work, that basically that self-defense, strong energy boundaries work, they would just be like ripped up and like half tuned out by now. Some of these people. I mean, some people, I have plenty of veterans who are very diligent about their daily aura repair and stuff, but I have other veterans who are more flexible with their discipline. So, but which is, you know, that's fine. You know, I've been there. And I want to make techniques that have sort of staying power for people. So maybe they could get away with a little bit of negligence or whatever. A little bit of on and off discipline, let's say. So, all right. So let's get to work. Yeah, somebody said, yeah, the March triplet set in early March which is the next one that you can pay for because the February one sold out. But the March one is let go of emotional burdens from this and past lives, align with higher self, and extra grounding. Yes, thank you. So, okay, let's do it. So of course, first we're going to start with grounding. I'm just getting my papers all arranged because I got to be able to take notes. And then I have my participant lists where I have everybody's names, all the prepaid participants that I'm working on. Okay. So I'm just gonna, I put my hands like this. I'm not like a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. So I don't want you to think I'm like doing some like Catholic prayer or something like this. Yeah, maybe it's just Catholic brainwashing I got when I was growing up to like put your hands like this. But I'm just centering myself and sort of, you know, massaging my hand chakras. Okay, so like I said, if you're getting this healing or if you're not, you're just watching and you're not a prepaid participant, you could heal yourself as this live stream continues or not. You know, it's whatever you want. And I'll explain as I go. So grounding is, you can make it with your intention to be very wide. Otherwise, it might either not be there or it might just be like a little skinny, tiny connection that goes down to the core of the earth that that might not do much for you as far as stress release and stability. So if you instead make a really big grounding that's wide, like a giant waterfall or a tree trunk, whatever like sort of imagery and concept works for you, but that it's wide and flowing downward and red or orange or yellow. So, you know, generally if your aura is nice and healthy, it'll probably be very big, and that's fine. Like even if somebody's next to you, you're not gonna like get your aura in their way or something. It doesn't work like that. So my aura is, you know, this wide. So, you know, your aura, if you feel like it's deflated and kind of pushed in, you can, you know, push it back out. Take up some space. But anyway, make a grounding with your imagination, red or orange or yellow, that connects you all the way down to the core of the earth, and it stays wide all the way down. And if you're a healing participant, and if you're not, that's fine too, you could do it. The angels are suggesting a red grounding this time. Usually it's just red or orange or yellow, whatever you want. But sometimes in the healing, like the angels will suggest that the participants all do a similar shade of grounding at the same time. Not the exact same, but you know, just red. So that's what they're suggesting this time. If you want to start with a red grounding. But if you're feeling like that's not right for you, orange or yellow is fine too. So what you can do is once you make it with your mind, you could have a copy out in front of you and just comb through it. Remember, I was talking about unblocking grounding. So grounding is like kind of like a big drain, right? Where you release down. And so you can have hard pieces of energy in your grounding that you could melt away. And that would therefore help the downward flow in your whole energy field, help the releasing even in the back of your chakras. It could help unblock your chakras, everything, because it's all interconnected. And when you can release downward, then everything flows better. So you can imagine like a little copy of like your whole aura, you know, all around you, and your grounding that goes all the way down to the core of the earth. And just imagine like a nice convenient sized copy out in front of you of your aura and your grounding. And it's like a reduced size because here's, you know, your third chakra, the top of your grounding. And then all the way down here is like the core of the earth, which is miles and miles and miles down. But, you know, just make it a nice size for yourself. So this is your whole grounding, and just unblock it all the way down with gold light. And you can, if you're cooking or you're like on a train and you don't want to move your hands, you can imagine lots of gold suns, you know, down there around your grounding, just like really sending a lot of gold light in and unblocking your grounding, or like gold fire, gold water. We did some videos with, what's it called? I have such a bad memory. It's gold sandstorm, so like spinning bits of gold light, whatever you like. But if you do have hands free, I do think it's an extra. It's like newbies are often like, well, do I really need to use my hands? No, you don't. And plenty of times I don't, you know, if I'm working on myself, but like a lot of times I do. And I think if you can get extra information from your hands, and even if you don't initially feel the energy blocks, like, you know, like, oh, there's an energy block right there. There's flow, and then whoop, it's like I hit a table, and that hard table is an energy block, right? So even if you don't initially feel that, over time, you just get better at it. So that's the whole thing. You know, people get caught up in, oh, when I close my eyes, I don't see my energy. Well, sure, neither did I for a long time. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a year. No, maybe like 7 months, but I was pretty hardcore when I started. You know, like I practice every day quite a bit. But actually, before that, actually in college, I meditated every day and I never saw my energy, and it still worked. You know, I just thought and used my thought. But anyway, so I'm unblocking everybody's grounding. And you can just remind yourself it's okay to let go. It's okay to let go. It's okay. And that's what I'm telling the participants. I'm just, you know, reminding them with telepathy. It's not like brainwashing someone. If you are present, you're in your space, like you could feel your skin and stuff, then you know you're in your space, right? So then if you say something with your mind to somebody else, it's not brainwashing, particularly if it's just like a calm suggestion. It's not like a command, you know? But if you're present, then you're just letting your voice and the message be like, you know, like you're talking to them, but on a spirit level. So, you know, you can talk to yourself like that and just be like, hey, it's okay to let go. I can let go. And what you're doing is you're saying hello to the most resistant parts of you that have forgotten how to let go. And that's part of what a healing is. You heal the most damaged parts of you. You know, like that's kind of what I'm doing. I know who's the most freaked out, you know, and so I'll make sure that they get it. You know, they kind of like understand. Like one guy, he's a telepathic participant. He's somebody's brother, and he's gotten a few healings out. Well, at least one or two already. And I was like telling him, you know, it's okay to let go. And he's like, I don't know. You know, he had all these reasons, you know. And I was like, well, just try it, you know. And then he let go a little bit, and he's like, oh. So it's very possible that you have a part of you that's like that, you know, that's just so caught up in a pattern of resisting or judging or being exhausted or, you know, whatever. He said, she said, like, how could he have done that? You know, and so it's good to like reach out to those inner parts of you and be like, hey, really, just try it. I'm just going to try letting go. See how it feels. And then I'm going to just segue into aura repair. So I will link later aura repair videos, of course. Within like, well, later today. We'll see what time today. But in the comment section, I'll link my aura repair videos. You can always, like, you don't have to wait for me to link stuff. You can search on YouTube. You just search Janet Wright aura repair and you'll get the stuff. But I will link it in the comment section. So anyway, I'm helping people to repair their aura damage, and which is just rips in the aura from people throwing stuff at you. Go ahead and redo your gold energy aura buffer zones. You just make new ones. And if you don't understand what that is, all the participants were explained that, even the newbies on the astral in their sleep, but some of them are like, I don't remember what's that one? So I'm just like, okay, have your angels make your gold buffers. And they're like, oh, angels can do it. All right. So your gold buffer zones are just these big, you know, 6 feet, 10 feet, whatever, however big you want to make them really, but big buffers of gold light, universal gold light on the outside of your aura that you create. And they're not your energy, which is good because they're going to get hit first. If someone throws energy, that gold buffer is going to get hit and it's going to get partially ripped maybe, but hopefully you redo it and then it's a good, strong, complete buffer again. So everyone just redid their buffers, which is good, the gold buffer zones, which is in that, basically the video that teaches you aura repair is called Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zones. So it teaches both. Anyway, so for those people that don't need aura repair, and maybe it's like, since we have a lot of newbies and yeah, a lot of newbies and some flexible discipline people, maybe half of the people need aura repair. So, but for everybody else, it's just like a nice way to get unstuck and release more energy, you know, because gold light, you can never get too much of that in your aura, even if your aura is already repaired. Okay, and then now we're going to do aura blackening, which is the same thing. I mean, it's just gold light the whole time, mostly. I mean, there are other techniques that we use, but a lot of times you're just sending gold light and you send it from your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras, an energy center in the tip of each finger, like the inner tip of each finger, and then your hand chakra. And so you just have your intention that you're sending them to generate gold light. And they do. Because chakras generate energy no matter what. You know, even if you don't know that you have them. Like I remember when someone finally told me about hand chakras, I was like, no way. Because you know, you have them the whole time, but you don't know that they're there generating energy. And then you realize you're like, whoa, that's cool. So anyway, so now we're healing aura blackening. We're clearing aura blackening. I haven't figured out the best way to describe what we're doing, but we're basically addressing it. We're making the aura blackened parts less blackened. It may take, you know, it's not, with aura repair, you could definitely repair your aura pretty fast. I mean, even people that for the first time they're getting aura repair, maybe sometimes if I'm doing like an individual session, it might take like 3 minutes for me to fix the whole aura, you know, aura repair for the regular auras, the astral body and physical body aura. But the aura blackening, that could take a while. I mean, it could be that it wouldn't be healthy and gentle to get rid of all the blackened parts of your aura at one time. So this is one thing where you just kind of perk up your intuition. I mean, if you're working your energy regularly, then it's not as much of an issue. But, you know, it's just an intuitive call. So, but I mean, like for me, if I find a blackened part of my aura, I can get rid of it. No problem. It's not like too much for me or anything. If you're a veteran, you could, no problem. Intermediate people, maybe just ask yourself, well, am I going to meditate tomorrow? Am I going to meditate the day after? You know, if the answer is yes, then, you know, you're going to be able to do more than if this is like the one time you're going to meditate this month, then just do a little bit. And yeah, I don't recommend that you just do once a month meditation. That's why I have all these videos. You can just half listen to them while you feed your cats and dogs, or while you make your breakfast, or while you know, some people listen to me at work while they're working. Somebody just reminded me of that yesterday, but people have told me that. Yeah, that's always funny. Like people have played me while working at a bank, while, you know, all sorts of different jobs. It's just funny to think about that. But anyway, so what we're doing is you just send extra gold light to the aura blackened parts of your aura, and you don't really have to see any of it, because if you can't see, it all looks black. It's just like, Janet, everything's black. What are you talking about? So you just imagine, okay, well, here's a copy of my aura. Just make a copy of your aura out in front of you with your intention, with your thought. And then you imagine, well, okay, parts of it are probably blackened because I've never worked on this before. So probably big parts, or at least some parts, are blackened. And so, because blackening is just an accumulation of energy blocks and maybe bruising when someone throws energy at you. If your aura doesn't tear, it could bruise and it could just kind of stay like dark and heavy like that. So anyway, that's a bunch of different reasons you can get aura blackening, but you just use lots of gold light and you just melt it away. And like I'll do a sample person, like a quick read of a sample person. This sample person, he has more blackening up top. And that's kind of a bummer, you know, because that's when you first come into your physical space, your physical aura. He has aura blackening in his physical body aura only. And I think that may be typical. Let's see, I'm picking someone who's never gotten a healing from me before. No, he has aura blackening in both his astral body aura and his physical body aura. But if you've gotten healings from me before, it's less likely that you have any blackening in your astral body aura, because you're getting all these healings from your angels in your sleep. Yeah. I think if you've at least gotten a few, like I'm looking at somebody who's a telepathic participant, like somebody's husband, but he always gets these healings. I mean, he doesn't have aura blackening anywhere, actually, because he keeps getting the healings, like, and his spirit's really into it. Even though consciously he would be like, no, honey, I don't want a healing. What are you talking about? So anyway, we're just sending gold light to these blackened parts of the aura, and the black part just kind of melts and washes down your grounding. Those extra energy blocks just wash down your grounding all the way down to the core of the earth, and then the core of the earth would just neutralize the energy and clean it up basically, and then it goes back to wherever it belongs. So maybe some of it's from one of your siblings, some of it's from somebody at work, so they get back nice clean energy. Let's see, I'll pick a female example. There's a female newbie. She has aura blackening mostly in her inner layers. And I did notice that more, like if you've worked your energy more, or maybe like you consider yourself more of a positive person, you may just have aura blackening on the inner layers of your aura. So again, you want to just melt away what's healthy and gentle to clear right now. So I think I'm getting that angel ding, ding, ding. You know, you can have your angels create little systems with you so that when you're meditating or healing yourself, same difference, you're open to your angels saying, okay, you've done enough of that, you know? And so my angels, we have like several different games we play with that. They'll either ring a bell sound, ding, ding, ding. So I kind of hear a sound like that. Not as loudly as if it was a, you know, physical bell, but I hear it. Or like they'll show me a gold check mark or gold glitter, you know, to tell me, okay, that's enough. So it's nice to set up a system like that with your angels. So you can just say, angels, can you show me a gold check mark, or can you, you know, make a bell sound when I've done enough? Something like that. Whatever system amuses you with your angels. So now I'm gonna check out the chakras. And it was nice, as I said, there was not a lot of chakra damage in the people. There was really only one or two people that got the January triplet set, the one that we just did, that had all that safety or Wei Qi aura repair and repair of the rings of the Wei Qi auras. There was only like one or two people that still had chakra damage, that had gotten chakra damage since then, because those techniques are very protective. And so I'm specifically going to watch those people now, make sure that they get repaired. But anyway, so to repair chakras, I like the composite technique, composite copy. So I will link that video sometime today in the comment section for repair, for chakra repair. Just because you can do repair a whole bunch of chakras at one time, which is really nice. But anyway, so you imagine like chakras, the way I see them and the way I feel like it's healthy, like most sort of efficient and practical and like sort of pro growth and pro change, is just to imagine your chakras as like open cylinders. So kind of like this, but this opening can be just as wide as this opening. And you don't have a hot pink chakra. But this purple, that's nice. That could be a 7th chakra color. But anyway, so you imagine all your chakras as like cylinders, you know, and you don't have to see, and you know, if that's complicated, don't worry about it, you know, but your 7th chakra is oriented this way with the holes in the top and the bottom. And then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are oriented this way. So energy goes in the front and out the back of your 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 chakras, right? So you just have all these open cylinders, and then you're like, well, okay, rather than copies of all these chakras, separate copies, I want to just kind of mush them into one copy, and that's called a composite copy. And that's explained in that video, composite copy. But basically, that's it. So, and you even have 7 astral body chakras. So you have 7 physical body chakras along your physical body spine, and then you have 7 astral body chakras. Your astral body is you as a spirit. And so there are 7 chakras there. So you can just imagine, rather than these 14 separate chakra copies, just make one copy that represents all your astral body 7 chakras and all your physical body 7 chakras. So it's just one open cylinder right here, easy peasy, right? And you want to make sure with chakra repair, you're repairing damage. So what would damage look like? Damage tends to look pretty similar. It's like little pieces missing. So rather than like a nice round opening, it will be like, you know, there's like a crack there, or there's like a chunk missing. And you don't want that, right? Or there could be a gash in the cylinder part where there's not supposed to be any holes. There could be holes there. So those are the typical ways that it might look if it's damaged. So you just, you know, put a lot of gold light everywhere, and your intention is that you're mending up the damage. You just you're not like pasting it closed or anything. The gold light cleans out the wounded areas, and it allows them to grow back and to heal themselves. You are self-healing. And sometimes you just need a little nudge. And so the gold light is that nudge. So you're cleaning out the wounds, basically. And it doesn't matter if the wound happened, you know, yesterday evening, or, you know, in the case of some of my newbies, you know, 25 years ago. It still can be healed. It may take like a minute longer if it's a 25-year-old rip or, you know, gash or crack. But it only takes like a minute longer. It's not like, you know, and chakra repair, I would say, you know, that's healthy and gentle inherently. You can go ahead and repair all the damage to all your chakras at one time. That's okay. Because the people that aren't yet, like I have some newbies that aren't like, or I have some telepathic participants that, you know, they're still kind of, they're handling a lot, you know, maybe they have some psychological issues that are pretty deep. And so they're not going to become fully present, even if I repair all their chakras today, because they have other reasons that they kind of want to avoid things, right? And so it'll help them come more present, but it doesn't force anything. So that's why chakra repair, you can just go for it. It's healthy and gentle. It's not going to force you more present than you want to be. And I just double check with the angels. They're like, yeah, correct. So again, what are you doing? You're using one copy, one composite copy. It just looks like an open cylinder, right? Round opening, cylinder part, right? And you're just using gold light and surrounding it with gold light. You want to mend up, wash out any damaged parts so that they can heal back. And while you're doing this, you may as well unblock all these chakras too. What that means is you could just have energy blocks kind of jammed in to the openings. And so you could just go ahead and melt those. They look like sort of like if you have a wine bottle and there's a cork in the wine bottle, that can look like some of the energy blocks. They just kind of cork it up, you know, close it up. It doesn't always look like that. Sometimes it's just like sort of right in front of the chakra. But either way, just imagine all the blocks that are healthy and gentle to melt right now, and just melt them. I like to only imagine the healthy and gentle energy blocks, because that way I can't accidentally clear too much, because I'm only imagining what's healthy and gentle to clear right now. So we're using a composite copy that represents all your 7 astral body chakras, all your 7 physical body chakras, and we're unblocking them. It was very funny. Every once in a while, you know, I'll get a newbie that people think about energy very differently, you know, and they may have heard something, you know, 5 years ago from somebody else who, you know, and then I say something and they assume kind of what I'm talking about is the same thing that they're thinking, and it's not. Like this one client, she's like, oh, I unblocked my chakras like last month, so why are they blocked up now? Which is, you know, it must be that we're misunderstanding things, because life is triggering, you know, and so you could get triggered and have energy blocks come to the front of your chakras and kind of jam things up. you know, an hour after you just unblocked your chakras. I mean, what you're doing is not guaranteeing like perfection for the next month. You're just guaranteeing that you've done your best to give yourself a smoother journey, basically. And furthermore, you can always, there's always more to clear. So like say you do this and you're unblocking your chakras, then your chakras, what are they going to do? They're going to unrepress even more from, say, from a past life or from your childhood or from, you know, some former relationship, some energy blocks that now you're ready to clear that you weren't ready to clear before. It's like, they're like kind of like in batches. So there's always more clearing that you can do. There's always, you know, that's like this one woman, she just must have a really different understanding of energy than I do. And she was like, oh, it's impossible. I don't have chakra damage. I've never repaired my chakras. I don't have chakra damage. It's just like, okay, fine, whatever. You know, I mean, some people, they're just not open to looking at something in a way that they're not, you know, they have a very set thing. So I didn't say anything, but you know, that's kind of silly. You know, you can get chakra damage. It's totally possible. It's not, doesn't mean you're not a spiritual person. Okay, so now we've done enough unblocking and repairing. Okay, I got my little ding sound. So, yeah, we've done the aura blackening. We've healed and released some aura blackening. We've done all the chakra repair we need to do. I'm going to do just a touch. Oh yeah, now I'm doing, well, so now, okay, so now we're going into the theme related. Healing. And Ariel's gonna talk really soon. She's like, okay, now it's my turn. So this is roughly 10, so it's 48 minutes into the live stream, roughly. Okay, so Ariel says hi, Archangel Ariel, and I'm not channeling her. It's like we're having a conversation and I'm just gonna say out loud what I hear her saying to me. So that's technically clairaudience or telepathy, where you hear nonverbal communication, either from a person or from an angel or from your cat. You know, that's clairaudience or telepathy. But anyway, so Archangel Ariel, hi everybody. I'm really happy that now you're all ready so that we can work on playfulness. And we're going to work on playfulness first, and then we're going to ease into inner child healing and kind of sprinkle them, you know, one after the other. But first, let's do some playfulness because that's a good uplifting energy. And I want you guys all to be uplifted and more flowy before we do some inner child healing or healing of wounded inner child parts of you from your past that are conscious or subconscious. So first, some playfulness. So Janet has a video, callback, bring in. So I will link that later below, but otherwise you can also just look on YouTube, search Janet Wright, callback, bring in. But anyway, back to Ariel. Janet has a video, callback, bring in, and part of what you're doing, oh yeah, that's me saying, oh yeah. Like, good idea, Ariel, yeah. So anyway, this back again to Ariel. So Janet has this video, callback, bring in, and we will use both of those techniques, calling back your energy from other people and also bringing in new energy that you've created on the astral, bringing that into your physical aura and energy system. We're going to do both those techniques, but specifically for playfulness. So that video, callback, bring in, is nice and short, but it's not specifically for playfulness. So if you use that video, callback, bring in, just insert this theme of playfulness as you use that video. But now we're going to do it too. So this is Janet. I'm going to note the time that we do it. So it's about 51 minutes into it. So yeah, so Ariel doesn't have to walking you through it because I know how to walk you through it. So she's told us that's what we're doing. So for playfulness, we're gonna use callback, bring in. techniques, which are 2 techniques, similar complementary techniques. Okay, so to call back your energy from other people, you don't go to their space. You don't have to know who took your energy. Like sometimes so I have a commenter sometimes, I don't know if she's on today, but she talks a lot about people stealing energy and energy vampires and this and that. And yeah, you know, people do take energy. Some people, of course, tend not to, and some people tend to do that. But it's because of their inner imbalances. It's not like they're, you know, have some extra large satanic powers or anything. So they're not to be feared. They're just imbalanced people that tend to, you know, take energy. And you can help them center if you want. There's if you have a person like that in your life, like say they're your sibling or, you know, your mother-in-law or something, then that's a long-term issue for you, that you have somebody in your life that takes energy, but it's workable. Energy healing, there's always good news in energy healing, right? So resolve conflict and boundary issues. That video I will link below later, but you can just search to Janet Wright, resolve conflict, boundary issues. But that's a really nice video where you can help even an energy vampire person to recenter enough to stop taking your energy, at least for a while. And then if you notice it happening again, you can redo the steps with that video. And it's very clean. You're not forcing them. You're not harming their free will. Therefore, you're not harming your own karma. Okay, but anyway, so now we're going to easy peasy call back your energy from anybody, even if it's an energy vampire or even if it's just a really nice lady that, you know, is your neighbor who, you know, is a little depleted and so she takes energy. So you just make a gold 3D object, whatever shape you like. You can make a big gold sun, you can make a big gold box, you can make a big gold magnet like those ones in the cartoons that's shaped like a U. You know, it's like a giant special cartoon magnet. I suggest you make it the color gold because that'll kind of clean off the energy as you bring it back. But anyway, you just, I think I'll use that one, the cartoon U shaped magnet. But just use it to call back your energy from other people. It's just an object that you're creating and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger as it calls back the energy. So you're calling back specifically your playfulness energy. But if you feel generally depleted, then call back all your energy. But definitely specifically call back your playfulness energy. And you can have your object, like maybe if I'm using a gold sun, I'll switch to a gold sun. Then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger the more it calls back, right, from other people. So you don't have to know who had it because this special magnet, this gold magnet thing that you've just created is calling back your energy from wherever. So you don't have to go to anybody. It's perfect. Perfect. Nothing's perfect, but anyway, it's easy. And so then just have your angels clean off the energy extra. Why not? So angels, can you clean off this energy? And then just give it to yourself. So you're giving yourself back a cleaned up, nice energy of yours. That's your playfulness. And Ariel's suggesting that we specifically do it for your siblings and your even your parents. I mean, even if you had nice parents, maybe accidentally you gave them some of your playfulness energy, or maybe accidentally they kind of kept some of it, you know, like how parents keep like little keepsakes from their kids, you know, maybe they accidentally are keeping some of your playfulness energy, which, you know, that's not going to help them. They could still have their cute keepsakes without storing your life force accidentally. So just specifically call back your playfulness energy now from your siblings in case there's still some that your siblings have. So go ahead, call back. And if you don't have siblings, you can do like some friends that you had when you were young. So just call back your playfulness energy from your siblings. I had a bunch of it. My siblings were sometimes kind of bubble bursters. They weren't very supportive of my playfulness. So anyway, just call back. And it could be that you have really nice siblings and just somehow accidentally they wound up with some of your playfulness energy. So just call it back. And then to angels, can you please clean off this energy of mine? And then give it to yourself. And then go ahead and do that with your parents. If your parents are in heaven now, it's unlikely that they would have any of your playfulness energy. So in which case you can do it from people in your school that you knew back then, anybody that you knew back then. So I'm going to make 2 separate suns. I'm going to make one to call back from my parents, since both my parents are still in the lifetime. And then I'm going to do one for everybody I knew back then. I'm going to call back my playfulness energy all at once from both of them. So you can kind of notice, how much of your playfulness energy, that maybe one of your parents still had, or, some people that you knew back then, and just say, angels, can you clean off this energy? So your angels are cleaning off this playfulness energy that you brought back, that you called back to yourself. And then now you can just give it to yourself. And since maybe you allowed people to wind up with your playfulness energy due to long-term inner imbalances of your own, I would suggest that you do that process over time. Like, if you want, you can do it every day for a week, or just when you think about it, like once a week for a month or so. Just repetition on that one would be nice. Call back your playfulness from other people that you knew when you were younger. Okay, great. And then bring in. So the bring in part is you could have, everyone that's a prepaid participant definitely worked on this in your sleep with your angels, even the newbies. I made sure that everybody, it's not like a forcing thing, but it's really nice, and I facilitated a little so that even the people who were blocked about working with their angels in their sleep were not blocked. I made sure they understood it, and then they chose to do it. It's not like, forcing at all. But anyway, so even the stuck people did do this prep on the astral, where they made extra playfulness energy of theirs, that they could now bring in. Maybe they already brought it in, but a lot of the newbies and stuck people, they are more blocked up here. And so you need an extra little nudge to bring it in. And even, I'm not particularly blocked up there, but I still have some playfulness energy that needs a little extra nudge to come in, so it helps everybody. So you just imagine your playfulness up there, and it's probably going to be some kind of rainbow color. If it's white, that's something different. Don't bring that in. If it's white, it might be a being. So just have your angels recycle it. But just look at your playfulness energy that's above you. So like, here's a copy of you and your aura and your body and your everything, and then up, it'll be like up here somewhere, just little like rainbow clouds, like if I look at a participant who, she's busy, she's one of these more flexible, disciplined people. So she really likes the healings and everything, and even likes my videos, but I think a lot of times life sort of gets in the way, and she doesn't have sort of like a half listening ritual. So when she gets busier, she just doesn't fix her energy, and then, she gets all damaged. But anyway, just that's, I'm not judging. It's just, I want to give a context to this example, right? So this person is experienced, but flexible, discipline, and with her healing. And so she has a lot of playfulness up here that she made as part of the preparation before this healing masterclass with the angels. And so it looks like, for her, it looks like pink, like bubbles of her energy, and orange bubbles of her energy, and green bubbles of her energy. So that just relates to different chakras and stuff that, and it's just certain vibrations that she chose with her angels, right? So you don't have to judge whatever rainbow colors are up there of your playfulness. Just go ahead and imagine it. Even if you can't see energy, just imagine your playfulness up here, and then just you run gold light through it. And that's pretty much usually all the, maybe gold light, through the copy of your aura too, because the more like flowy you are up here, that helps. So, but generally you just run gold light through those kind of bubbles or clouds of your rainbow colored energy up here, and then it'll come in. And you could have a healthy and gentle idea with this one. I think since we're bringing in playfulness, I don't think you can overdo that, because I think playfulness is one of those inherently healthy and gentle things. It's like as if you're bringing in healthy and gentle energy. So just bring in all the playfulness energy that you sense up there that's yours by just letting it come in. You don't go you just kind of run gold light through it, and it just sort of pixelates and comes in to your energy field, because it's your energy. That's nice. So if I look at like a newbie, I'll look at a veteran. I've looked at so many newbies out loud. So a veteran, let's see. Yeah, a lot of her playfulness is coming in. But not only just from what she's made in the last week with the astral prep for this healing masterclass, but like from like a year ago, 2 years ago, she's been making playfulness up there that she hasn't quite been able to bring in yet. So now she's bringing that in too. I think what helped her was the call back part first, to call back energy of playfulness from other people, from her childhood. Cool. And if I look at a newbie, she's bringing in playfulness from the last week that she made with her angels as part of the preparation for this triplet set. So emotions can get in the way. Also, heart chakra stuff can get in the way. So that's inaccurate. It's imprecise what I just said. I'm sorry. So emotions can't get in the way. Blocked emotions can get in the way. So being stuck anger, because anger itself can be very gentle and flowing and just information. Like, hey, someone just messed with my boundaries and I need to do something about it. But I'm calm and I can, think about it and sleep on it and decide what to do tomorrow. Regular anger is not the anger that everyone usually thinks of. Regular anger can be very zen and even centering. It's just an energy of the second chakra. But usually what people think of as anger is stuck anger, even like repressed anger that's triggered. So it's very like sort of like a machine gun, very out of control and very, rah. That's not regular anger, that's stuck anger. So I almost lost my train of thought. Okay, so stuck anger can get in the way of bringing in playfulness. Also, stuck heart chakra energy can get in the way. So heart chakra is like positivity, really kind of like playfulness. It can be heart chakra energy, gratitude, joy, motivation, all generated by the fourth chakra. Great feeling energy right here in your chest, center of your chest. But when you're stuck here, you can feel betrayed, you can feel resentful. And so it's like, say your neighbor does something to you, you can just shrug it off, or you can feel very, very betrayed. And which way you react to that situation has to do with your inner environment. Like, how blocked are you here? If you're not blocked at all, you're much more likely to be able to shrug it off and be like, yeah, I'll ask my angels to deal with it, or whatever, but if you're blocked here from past lives or from childhood situations, you perceive the whole event completely differently, potentially, and you might feel like it's the biggest thing and you really have to say something immediately to defend yourself and stand up to the world, and you might make it a bigger drama than it needs to be just because you actually have blockages here. So blocked heart chakra and blocked second chakra are typically what gets in the way of playfulness. So But that said, there could be blocks in other places that get in the way of playfulness. Like, for example, blocked first chakra, that could generate fear, right? Because courage and safety is generated by the first chakra. But if it gets blocked down here, then you can feel fear and worry. And that can certainly get in the way of playfulness. Like, I know some people that actually really could have used this healing masterclass, this theme of playfulness and inner child healing. They didn't, because they're so stuck in fear. They're like, I don't have time for that. No, that's such a trivial topic. Because they're like so freaked out. So anyway, so long story short, a lot of things can get in the way of playfulness. And playfulness, as Ariel has pointed out, is really helpful, like in a really practical way. You know, some people, they discounted this playfulness theme. It's so frivolous, Janet. But it's like a lubricant. It's like, it's kind of like forgiveness, and gratitude. It just really helps everything flow better, helps you be strong, really, and have fun, which is good too. Anyway, so long story, it can be blockages in a lot of places that get in the way of this playfulness energy. So an easy way, Ariel wants us to do blanket exercise. They put blanket exercise a lot lately. So I will link the blanket exercise video below sometime later today in the comment section. Blanket exercise is like the easiest possible technique. It's like an 11-minute video, and I even put like other things towards the end of the video, and it's still only 11 minutes. But anyway, you just make a big gold blanket out in front of you, like a picnic blanket, and then you dump the energy that you need to clear on the blanket, and then you melt it while it's on the blanket. And you can, the point of it being a blanket rather than just a pile is not a big point, except sometimes it just makes it easier for somebody's brain rather than just, dump your pain out in front of you. It's like, okay, put it on this blanket, and for some reason that works for people's brains a little better. And then you can make the blanket further out away from you. If you hate feeling things, if you're like freaked out, like, I don't want to feel sad, Dan, and I don't want to feel angry, then just put your gold blanket further out in front of you, like 10 feet out in front of you, and then make your pile, far away, and then melt it from far away. Still works. Okay, so we're going to do the blanket exercise at... I'm just noting the time. We're going to do blanket exercise to clear anything in the way of playfulness. And why am I noting the time? Because later, when I make notes, I want to have little timestamp links for your convenience. Sometimes I don't put a lot of them, but I like to put at least a few. So if you want to go to a certain exercise, there may be a timestamp link that eventually is, I'll put it in the info section, but I'll also put it in the comment section, because if you're watching on your phone, the info section timestamp links don't work for some reason. It's like a YouTube bug. But anyway, so there will be a timestamp link for this, for the blanket exercise to clear whatever's in the way of your playfulness. So just make a big gold blanket out in front of you, and you can put it far away from you if you want, if you don't want to feel. And I like it kind of close because I want to feel like, whoa, I'm clearing a lot right now. But doesn't matter. So big gold blanket out in front of you, and then just heap onto it anything in the way of your playfulness. Anything that's healthy and gentle for you to clear right now that's in the way of your playfulness. And then just melt it with gold light. I mean, you could bring up red earth energy and soak your piles. I guess we'll do that too. Why not? Sometimes that's slightly easier for people if you soak it first in red earth energy from the center of the earth, because that helps you start to get more separate from the pile. And then the gold light. And I'm helping the participants. I'm just sending extra gold light there, but I'm also encouraging them to send gold light too, so they kind of had that experience to do it. All right. Everybody's so cute. Like somebody didn't realize that people have personalities, like your spirit has personality. Like, I don't know what they thought their spirit was like, but I guess they thought their personality was just with their physical body, but it's not true. Like your spirit is really your personality. Your body just eats and breathes and stuff. I mean, it's cool. It feels energy too. But anyway, so when I telepath people, when I say hi to different participants, you know, I sense their personality and their reactions to the technique that we just did. So it's cute. Like somebody who's usually kind of depressed and heavy, he's really excited about this technique. He's like, yeah, that's easy. Oh, I did it in like 5 seconds, Janet. Let's do it again. Somebody that's more like, she considers herself very spiritual. She's like, oh, I loved it. You know, so it's just nice to see people's reaction. So let's do another one. Yeah. So big gold blanket out in front of you, anything in the way of your playfulness. Because even if you already did it, sometimes it's in batches like that. So you cleared some and then your spirit's like ready to clear even more. So, so go ahead, make a whole bunch more energy. I put it on your blanket that is just inner energy blocks in the way of your playfulness. And just put it out on your blanket. Oh, it's so cute. This one, and then use red earth energy and soak the pile in red earth energy. I'll tell you in a sec, but I want to walk everyone through this. And then gold light, and just send gold light to the pile. You can use like a gold hose or gold suns or gold fire flamethrower, and just melt your pile. And if you're at all in doubt, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't melt all that, just ask your angels. Angels, can you please double check my pile? Oh, anyway, the reason that the way sometimes the angels show me, okay, do this technique next, do this technique next, is they'll show me a sample person. They'll make me notice one of the, 90 people that I'm working on right now. And, what does she need? Did that work for her? And if it didn't work really well for her, what does she need now to help that process along? And so I have a client who's also paying for her sister to get the healings, and her sister's only gotten they're in the US, just so you know, because I have a lot of sisters paying for sisters in different parts of the world. So they're in the US, and anyway, her sister's kind of a little cynical and a little heavy, and so she was bringing in some playfulness, but it kind of wasn't clicking so much because she did have this emotional stuff in the way and this betrayal stuff in the way, much like the client, who paid for her sister. She also has that. So this blanket exercise helped them both to just realize wow, I didn't even think you could clear that so easily. Because it's like when you're stuck, you don't realize. You think oh, the world's like that, or that's the way I'm going to be like my whole life. You really, it's easy to not realize that you can clear that, and you can clear it that easily. I mean, I'm not saying that your life is now night and day different, maybe, but it's the beginning of night and day different, if you keep doing it. So it's exciting, to realize. And you might need to remind yourself of that, like those little stuck parts of you. Hey, it's okay. This is really possible. It's really possible to clear this. Okay, cool. So that was a big deal. And even the veterans that knew that they could let go of stuff, clearing that lightened up everybody. So that's nice. So now Jophiel wants to talk. So I'm going to just write the time on that so I can later do a timestamp about that. So this is Jophiel. This is me talking, but just listening to Jophiel. Hey everybody, so this is Jophiel. I'm really happy. This is moving along really well. We're almost done, just because those techniques with the plus all the preparation that you did was really effective. But now we're going to do the inner child work, and it's deceptively easy. Deceptively not in that negative way, but it's easy. You'll be entertained at how easy it is. particularly in the combination of all the techniques that we did, those general healing techniques that we did, melting the aura blackening, the chakra repair, the aura repair, the grounding, all that, plus the blanket exercise stuff that we did and the callback bring in stuff that we did for playfulness, and then this, this is Jophiel talking. I really recommend that you do it all together for optimal results. And you can half listen while you're doing dishes and folding laundry. If you feel like you're so busy and you can't just focus fully, that's no problem. Okay, so anyway, so now the technique that we're going to use, this is Jophiel still. I just had to remember what she was like. Spirits communicate, this is me, Janet. Spirits communicate with imagery and with words, so it's not all words. It's like they'll just try to remind me of something real fast, like with imagery, and then it's like, oh yeah, I remember all that, and then she'll continue with the words. So anyway, long story. So this is Jophiel again. Hey, so what we're going to do is we're going to work on inner child healing wounded inner child energy, just by working on your grounding. Because the idea is that, particularly with all the prep work, but even if you're just reasonably present on an average day, you could do it like this. You can heal wounded inner child parts of you just by finding little bits of wounded inner child energy blocks in your grounding. And that is one of the most simple and gentle ways to clear wounded inner child situations, or resolve them, or heal those parts of your wounded inner child, because the grounding is your root system. And so when you get your root system healed, it starts off a positive chain reaction, and you've already got better grounding. So then you're more able to handle the ripple effects of this healing and restoration, this internal restoration, in a very gentle manner. So again, what are we doing? We are going to do wounded inner child healing just by finding wounded inner child energy blocks that are in your grounding. And they can be very subtle energy blocks that you've never noticed before, like smaller fragments. For example, say an average energy block might be the size of your fist, or much bigger in your grounding. But a wounded inner child energy block could be just the size of half your pinky. So half of this finger could be the size of a wounded inner child energy block. They tend to be much more subtle, especially for veterans that have been clearing their grounding for quite a while. If you are more of a newbie and you haven't done detailed grounding work before, then yeah, you might have a larger energy block in your grounding that is a wounded child energy block. But it doesn't matter either whether it's a subtle smaller one or a bigger one. It's still a good thing to do. So let's do that. So imagine you're grounding, and if it's not already nice and wide, go ahead and make it as wide as your whole aura. And then go and, this is still me, Janet, saying words of Jophiel, Archangel Jophiel. So just imagine a wounded inner child energy block in your grounding, just one, and surround it in gold light. And as I said, it could be very big or it could be very small. It could be the size of a little cracker, a little cookie or a little wafer or a little cracker or a little biscuit, and just surround it in gold light. And you could explode it, blow it up so that it doesn't exist anymore, or you could melt it with gold fire or gold water. You could even just surround it in gold light and hand it to your angels and say, here, angels, can you help me with this? So now Jophiel's sort of handing the microphone to me, back to me again, in a way, so I can keep walking people through that. So that's the idea. I just want to check that everyone's okay. Some people are a little scattered because they're like, inner child, oh, that sounds scary. So I'm just helping people to come back. So if you feel like you just got scattered, it just means there are little parts of you like far away. So you just run gold light through those parts of you. Be like, it's okay, it's okay. You don't force those parts to come back. You just use gold light and kind of soothe those parts of you. And then they clear however they got stuck, and then they want to come back, those parts of you. Okay, so do it one more time. Just comb through your grounding. Make sure it's nice and wide and flowing first, as wide as your whole aura, all the way around in front and behind you, and it stays wide. It goes all the way down to the core of the earth. And then just go ahead and imagine, or with your intention, or with your vision, if you have that already, but just imagine an energy block in your grounding, either big or small, that is a piece of wounded child. It's an energy block that is a wounded child energy block. And so it's a part of you from, you know, some early situation in your life where you got stuck for some reason or another. And just surround that energy block in gold light. And if you're receiving this healing from me right now, you don't have to do this walkthrough. You could just relax and enjoy some tea, or, you know, give yourself a hand massage, or clean your house at the same time, because you are receiving this healing. So I'm helping you to melt the blocks right now, but you could also do it consciously, even if you are receiving the healing, and kind of probably clear twice as much at the same time, but it's optional because this will be a video later. You could do it with the video. So you're surrounding this energy block from your past, this wounded inner child energy block, and you just melt it. And if it's hard to melt, you can blow it up. If you'd rather not do that, you can just wrap it in gold light and hand it to your angels. If that's hard, you can just say, angels, can you help me with that? My angels have been trying to get me to drink tea. This is herbal tea. They've been trying to get me to drink tea for like the last 5 minutes, but I'm like thinking so much at once, so they finally made me cough to force me to drink some tea. Okay, so let's do that again. So comb through your grounding, make it nice and wide. It may have gotten narrow. If you get kind of stressed or stuck about something, it can go narrow again. So make sure it's nice and wide. Even the core part in right underneath you, you want that to be unblocked. So just unblock your whole grounding. And then just find one energy block, one wounded inner child energy block that you're ready to melt right now. That would be really good, healthy and gentle to melt right now. And then just go ahead and surround it with lots of gold light. And you can take your time. And at some point it'll just melt, or you can blow it up. That's nice too. That's nice and quick. Or like I said, if it's not gone already, you can wrap it in gold light and hand it to your angels, or you could just say, angels, can you please help me with that energy block? What we can do too, since we are working grounding, sometimes beings can get in the way and just sort of, you know, be distracting and silly about all this. So, because they would rather that you stay blocked, because then they can hang out and take some of your energy. So, but remember, you are a giant eternal being. So you are like so much bigger than any of these little beings I'm talking about. So you don't have to be afraid, because you're the big one. You're the big guy. So anyway, but you know, if they're in the way, they're in the way. So let's use vacuum boxes in the grounding. That's nice. I haven't done that in a while, and that was fun to do. Yesterday, one of my videos reminded me, oh yeah, vacuum boxes in the grounding. That's good. So let's do vacuum boxes in the grounding. So vacuum boxes, that's in a lot of different videos I have. The one I was doing yesterday, it was in, was, what was I doing? Oh, that Get Present in Second and First Chakras video. That's a good video. I'll link that below just for fun anyway. Get Present in Second and First Chakras. But that has vacuum boxes in it. Also, the aura repair and unblock grounding video, which I'll link towards the beginning of my comment in the comment section. Aura repair, unblock grounding. That's a 10-minute video that has vacuum boxes for the grounding. You can use them wherever. But anyway, let's do them in the grounding, and let's do them everywhere. So go ahead and make like however many you want. A vacuum box is a gold and clear, maybe if you want, or just gold box that you make out of energy. It's like 3-dimensional box, and it has a remote control so that you can just turn it on and it starts sucking up energy that's not yours, especially beings, into the box. And then that's easy for your angels to recycle. You can just say, angels, can you recycle my vacuum boxes? And then they'll recycle all the beings in your boxes, right? And it also can suck up like your siblings or whoever else is in your space, and then your angels would, clean up their energy and give it back to them. So it's nice. You don't have to think about it. So anyway, just make vacuum boxes in your grounding. You can make, 5 on each side of your grounding, 5 in the back, 5 in the front, however many number you want. And then let's just make some behind all the chakras, like 7 in back of all the chakras, 7 vacuum boxes, 7 vacuum boxes in the front of all the chakras, 7 in the top of your aura. And maybe that's enough for now. Oh, 7 on your spiritual path in front of you. Like imagine the road that you're traveling on that's unique and it's just for you. And just put some vacuum boxes ahead of you on your path. So you're cleaning out your path. And then you have one remote control that makes it all work. So just turn on all those vacuum boxes, the ones in your grounding, the ones in front and behind your chakras, the one above your head, the ones on your path. And just enjoy your tea while your vacuum boxes work. And you make little bells on the vacuum boxes so that when they're full, they go ding, 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 ding. So then they're done and they're full. And then you say, angels, can you please recycle my vacuum boxes? So might be able to do a timestamp link on the vacuum boxes. We'll see. So yeah, that does simplify people's grounding. So then now we can do it again without some of those beings in the way. So again, just like Jophiel said, just find an energy block in your grounding with your intention, with your thought, or with your vision, your intuition, any of the above, that is a wounded inner child energy block. It's from some wounding experience that you had in your past. And then you found it, and it can be a big one, it could be a small one, and just melt it with gold light. Lots of gold light. And your intention is when you pick it that it's an energy block that's healthy and gentle to clear right now. And if you're at all in doubt, just say, angels, double check my energy block, please. But this is a gentle way of doing it, finding the block in your grounding that relates to a traumatic experience, because it'll then clear the corresponding blocks in various chakras and parts of your aura. But it will already, make your grounding more ready for the release process. All right, so I'm just going to check everybody, and then Ariel and Jophiel are going to especially bless. That's cute. Jophiel is going to give you an inner child blessing, and Ariel is going to give you a playfulness blessing at the same time. But first I'm going to just check, make sure everybody's present enough to really get the most out of that. Okay, cool. So, first, just get a blessing and healing. First, ask for a blessing and healing for your angels, your personal angels. Everyone has angels. Just so say, angels, can I please have a blessing and a healing? And also, can I have a blessing and healing for my playfulness and my inner child? And then you can kind of overlap healing requests because angels know how to work with each other and archangels know how to work with your angels. So now you can say, even if your angels are still working, which they might be, you say, Archangel Ariel and Archangel Jophiel, can you please bless my playfulness and inner child energy? And they'll know which they want to do. So again, that's Archangel Ariel, Archangel Jophiel. Please bless or heal my playfulness and inner child energy. And if you want, you can take deep breaths. You can also remind yourself, I can be healed. I can be healed. So it could be you have parts of you that just never thought that things could get better. So just remind yourself, it's okay. I can be healed. I can receive healing. I can be healed. Okay. So that's the end of the healing. So I'm going to make a note of what time it is. And we can sort of flow into a brief question and answer period. So I'm gonna, while you guys just, you can text chat if you wish. You don't have to. Plenty of people don't, but plenty of people do. Oh, first, I always forget. Could you give this a thumbs up if you like it? This live stream that we're doing, the healing information, because it'll make it more likely that other people will find me, which is nice. Because I mean, maybe someday I will, but at this point, I'm trying not to allow YouTube to advertise on my videos. I'd prefer that not occur. But what that means is then YouTube is less likely to suggest my work than, say, another healer who does let YouTube advertise on their videos. So, but your thumbs up kind of counteract that for sure. So and it just helps in general, period, without that whole advertising drama. It helps YouTube to know, oh, this was a helpful video. So I will suggest it to, Joe Blow, who's searching for, playfulness healing. All right, cool. So thanks for the thumbs up, and I'm going to catch up a little bit in what people have commented briefly in case there's a question that I need to answer or just to respond to what people have said. But if you want to say how you're feeling right now, how this healing was for you, that's usually, really nice to know. So, I mean, all participants will get a post-healing survey that I'll email later today. But if you want to share, any comments about how you're feeling on the chat, then that's helpful too sometimes. And if you have a question for me, any kind of question about energy, how this stuff works, whatever you want to ask, if I have time for it, I will answer it now in this Q&A. So we'll see. So I know a lot of you guys, you try to sneak in questions at all these other times, but this is actually a Q&A time. So it's a time to ask a question if you have one. All right. I need reading glasses. So I'm going to read things. Everyone said hello. Thank you so much. Hello from all over the world. People had all over the US. Oh, I didn't read my little geeky country stats. People were in 10 countries. The 90 participants are in 10 different countries, including 8 kids, ages 4 to 15. How cute is that? So a couple of those kids will watch, I'm sure, even though these videos are not for kids. They're, they're just regular adult videos, but kids could watch them. But anyway, so hi kids, if there's like 1 or 2 kids watching with their moms. But anyway, and then of the 90 participants, there are 66 of them in the US. So hello. And 7 of them are in Qatar. So hello. And 6 of them are in Indonesia. So hello. And 3 of them are in the UK. Hey. And 3 of them are in Canada. Hello. And 1 person each is in each of these countries: Bermuda, Spain, United Arab Emirates, India, and South Korea. So hello to all you guys too. All right, so we got the geeky stats read. Didn't want to leave that out. It's been ages since I saw you live. Yay, a healing. Hello from Michigan. Hi. Yeah, so, and you can watch this stuff even if it is sold out and so you couldn't buy a healing from me for that one. You could just watch live, even if you haven't paid, and then heal yourself. So everybody's welcome. Yeah, they sell out too fast, LOL. I don't know. I mean, that's hard to argue because really the Inspire sessions, those individual ones, you could say they sell out too fast because they sell out in like literally 2 minutes. Like you have to be like right at your computer, right when they go up, once a month on the 15th at a certain time. So you could say those sell out too fast. But these, I mean, they're literally up for like at least a month before they sell out. They just sell out faster than you want them to sell out. But anyway, I'm flattered that you want the healings and your comments are cute. So thank you. Hello, Janet. Hi. Evening. Yes, it's evening for some people. Some people it's in the middle of the night. Some people it's morning, afternoon. I've arrived. Hi, Janet. Hi, yes, I feel I've been ungrounded, struggled a lot last night with this. Yeah, well, sometimes, that's why healings are good. So you can, if you feel any different now, you could comment again. Looking forward to this. Thank you. I love how that is worded, relaxed with their discipline. Yeah. Some people are relaxed with their discipline. I am recently back in the Janet train. But I have been trying to do meditation and healing grounding. Well, that's nice. Yeah. I think if you just get into a half listening plan too, like, like that way on your like sort of relaxed discipline days, you still have that habit of listening to a Janet video when you're feeding your cats or something. So like there's one time of day where the buck stops here and it's going to happen, in like the 10-minute or a repair unblock grounding video you always listen to when you're making breakfast or something, you know what I mean? So there's like a fail safe, for when you haven't meditated and you really need to. Because the problem is a lot of times when you most need to meditate, that's when you're definitely not going to, unless you have like these sort of habits, like the easy habits, passive habits, like half listening while you cook or something. Or while you're on the train to work or something. Hi from frigid Chicago. Yeah, I feel for you guys. I used to live in Chicago, for those of you that don't know, for most of my adult life, except like for the last 3 years. I've been out here in the Pacific Northwest of the US. Hi from Fitch, Chicago. Hello. This healing is just in time for me. Slept 20 hours Saturday through this Sunday morning. So definitely something is going on with me. Better and trying to have a less flexible practice. Yes. Yeah. Well, it could be the prep work for this set made you sleep more. That, the prep work that happens on the astral with your angels. When you say you meditate daily, do you mean self-healing work or do you mean classic meditation like watching the breath, clearing mind, mantra, etc.? I use the word meditation very flexibly. Some people, when they say meditation, they only mean like you clear all your mind of all thoughts and you kind of float and you're like, one with the world. That's a certain type of meditation. I mean, that's a comically exaggerated type of meditation, I would think that's called transcendental meditation. I mean, obviously that's not exactly transcendental meditation, but you know what I mean? There are different types of meditation. So when I say meditation, I mean doing my stuff, which is very, very in body, it's, and it's very active. I mean, sometimes I'm just watching as things happen and I'm watching where my energy blocks are first and I'm observing for a while before I engage and change things because that can be useful too. But then there's definitely an engaging and changing part where, let me clear the energy blocks here. Oh, that's better. Let me clear the energy blocks here. Oh, that's much better. Let me repair this. Oh, much better. There's a lot of, my work is very interactive and active like that. So it's using thoughts in a constructive way to, towards healthy end goals. So that's what I mean by meditation. I mean doing my own stuff, doing this kind of work. So a lot of people, when they think of meditation, they think of that floaty, thoughts are bad, clear your mind of all thought kind of idea. And so that's why I tend to use the word energy healing instead, because people tend to have more of an active idea when they think of the phrase energy healing. But, it's all words. You said 1 o'clock, that's 2 o'clock. Bummer. I was hoping to be live with you. No, it's noon. This live stream is starts 10 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. my time Pacific, noon Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. So yeah, no, I think you got all confused, but you can email me later if it's still not clear to you, just so you get it right in the future. The thing is too, if you're looking at something that's very old and out of date, because the US does time changes, but I don't think that's your issue. Yeah, it's noon Central, 1 Eastern, is when the live streams always start. Each time, every time. Flexible discipline, I'm using that one. Gentle discipline. By gold, do you mean yellow or gold, shimmery, metallic gold? Yeah, yellow is yellow, gold is gold. Yellow is like vibrationally red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. That's yellow. Gold is a metallic color, like a gold bracelet. It's sparkly gold, metallic. Yeah. So when I say gold, I mean gold metallic. I don't mean yellow. What does it feel like when it's blackened? Can you sense it? It's just heavier. It's kind of like dead instead of flowing, It if you feel energy, it can feel kind of like a scab or something, It's just like hard kind of versus just flowy and light. So, but you may not feel, like if you have a lot of aura blackening, you're not that good at feeling, I mean, if you, a lot of people, like the person that asked, if you've been working your energy, through my work or other people's, techniques of energy healing and meditation, then maybe you have partial aura blackening. So like, the inner 20% of all your aura layers is blackened. And so it looks like purple, black, blue, black, green, black, yellow, black, and then maybe like more black in the inner 2 layers, that kind of thing. So that would be aura blackening as well. Some people it's like solid black, but it just depends on if you've already been healing yourself. Maybe you've You resolve some of it. So it's different for different people. You just said meditating or healing yourself, same thing. Yes. No, meditation, yeah, it's just a word. You can use it however you want. People make rules, but that's silly. I am going to do this as a self-healing as I miss the boat. Yes. Okay, good. Sorry, joined late for Q&A. How long do we call our energy back from? Oh, boo. It jumped. I lost it. Going back to it. How long ago do we call our energy back from? Preteen years or just let the angels decide? Yeah, I think you might be overthinking it. Just call back your playfulness. I mean, I think what we were doing, we were specifically doing it from like siblings and people you knew when you were a kid. So that's good. But you can just call your playfulness back, period, too, because maybe you lost some of it in a past life and it's still stuck in the past, in a past life. So you could just call back whatever playfulness you're ready to call back, just like that's your intention and it comes back, so you don't have to worry about when it's from. But I think, like, I personally, and I saw some people personally, like, explicitly calling it back from siblings and explicitly calling your playfulness back from parents was especially useful, in addition to just a general calling back your playfulness. Sounds like me. I woke up the other night and realized I had been working with my angels and Janet. I didn't remember anything specific. Yeah. About anger, you have advice elsewhere to let it go continuously all the time so as to not have it build up and then you explode. Any advice how to do this? Yeah, to let go of anger continually, you just, imagine it falling down to the center of the earth all the time, like rain. So you can imagine like little chunks of it falling down all the time, like rain. So, the person that asks, and a lot of people, you have a lot of built up repressed anger from past lives and from earlier in this life. So you just imagine, like a gradual release that happens all the time. And the more you've unblocked those layers of your aura underneath your feet, the better, the easier it is. Like you might be trying to release and it's not happening, but that could be because it's a little too hard right down here. So that get present in second and first chakras video that I already said I would link below later today, that is good for, melting the hardness in these inner two layers down here. So that'll help you, that'll make it easier for the anger, the built up anger to release all the time. And you can release anger just with like blowing it out of you. A lot of people, they mistakenly think that you have to start a fight with someone basically to release your anger. Like I have to tell this person blah blah blah. I have to, but it's not true. I mean, you can release a lot of built up anger, because a lot of times what you're feeling is 5% from the current situation, but then 95% it's like from your childhood, from past lives, just all this built up anger that kind of strengthens the trigger of the current situation. So releasing it without words and just constant rain out of you is nice, it keeps you out of trouble. Not that you can't later say something, but a lot of times if you're choosing to communicate at the same time as you're releasing a lot of anger, you're making your communication a little risky, because there could be a tone, a weird, incendiary tone that you're using, like a negative tone. So you could be starting a fight, basically. Just thinking of the importance of playfulness. It's a way of inhabiting joy and bringing it into our actions and interactions. Yes, I agree. Yeah, I think playfulness is really helpful. It's a good stress thing. So yeah, I think people underestimate how helpful it is. You mentioned betrayal. Whoa, that's big for me. If you have anything else to add about that, please elaborate, or maybe it's the same as healing anything. Betrayal is when your heart chakra blocks up. I have so any heart chakra healing will help that. Any of my, you can search Janet Wright, 4th chakra. But also I have an MP3 recording, an audio recording on my website, in the free meditations menu, page 3 of 3, I want to say. It's called Release Conflict, Release Betrayal, Resentment, and Conflict Energy. Release Betrayal, Conflict, and Resentment Energy. And that is like a whole walkthrough of, it's a guided meditation about releasing your betrayal energy blocks. I got some fear triggered during the vacuum box technique, which I assume to be beings. Yes, messing with me, but wanted to check. Yes, very accurate. Yeah, so you can just say, angels, please recycle the being that's triggering my fear. I feel deeply relaxed right now. It was good being here in real time. Yay. Thank you. I feel grounded, happy, and expansive. Sometimes when I clear, I feel anxiety. I clear and heal my energy every day and do the being present video. Any other suggestions? Yeah, I would say that you're not, there's a video that I have called, Earth Energy Up Legs. I think it starts with explaining, but I'll link it below later. But if you want to find it sooner, just search Janet Wright, Earth Energy Up Legs. I'll link it below. But anyway, it shows this image of one of my legs. And it basically, I'm talking about earth energy up your legs and expanding that energy flow, bringing more earth energy up your legs. I think you could easily have like 5 times as much earth energy coming up your legs into your first chakra on a consistent basis, and that would give your first chakra the strength that you need. Also, there's another video, supersize chakras, which I will link below later. You can also find searching Janet Wright supersize chakras, but for some reason, yeah, hopefully YouTube would put it up high enough, and it's definitely in the first page of results. It says supersize chakras in the title. Supersized chakras. But anyway, it just walks you through expanding. I think I've linked that before for you. It walks through expanding the lower chakras, but I think maybe a little bit of that work, but also much more earth energy up your legs. If you have fear triggered, it's just an energy block, triggered in your first layer or your first chakra. So you just melt the energy blocks and that are causing the fear. And that'll relax your first chakra so it can generate more courage and safety. Maybe your grounding blocks up sometimes, like you could be meditating and your grounding's fine, but then you work on something and your grounding blocks. So just unblock your grounding. Letting go of playfulness energy blocks was really lovely. I could feel a wonderful return of a lightness. Yay. Really enjoyed this, even though I got on midway. Yes, and I apologize if there's any confusion about that. And like I said, email me and we will make sure that never happens again. I just want to thank you for this. I haven't worked with you in so long, and lately I've been watching your videos and trying to work on healing myself. Well, thank you. The technique to clear wounded inner child energy blocks, even though small, from the grounding made a difference for me. I realized some of my stuck inner child is there. Yeah, it's interesting. I wouldn't have, the whole thing of clearing it through your grounding, clearing inner child work by clearing grounding and stuff, that's, the angels had to teach me that one for this because it's not a triplet set, so there aren't 3 healings. So I needed to give people a technique that it's like one-time technique that has more staying power. That has, it has a gentler ride for you, basically. So, yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that otherwise. So excited about this healing, feeling very relaxed. I love your peace meditation. Oh, peace now, I think you're saying. There's a peace now meditation for other people that want it. It's probably only like 12 minutes or something. It's one of the MP3 recordings on my website. You can download for free, janetwrightreadings.com. Just like this YouTube channel. Free meditations, page 1 of 3. That one. Peace now. It's a nice little mellow, super mellow walkthrough. Guided meditation recording. Hello, thanks for the healing. Feeling sleepy, but not necessarily from the healing. It's 10:42 p.m. here. Well, yeah, you should go to sleep soon. Can these techniques be used to address writer's block? Sure. I think you could do sticky gold wax for your shoulders. There's sticky gold wax. There's a sticky gold wax video for all 7 chakras, but there's also sticky gold wax for the shoulders. And I think that would be nice for your writer's block. Because you would think, well, throat chakra is communication, and that's true. But I think your throat chakra and your 5th chakra and your 5th layer are fine right now. I think it's just shoulders. For manifesting, shoulders and arms are very important to have a real strong, big flow. And I think you just get so blocked up here that what you're trying to, like the story ideas that you're trying to manifest are just like out above, and therefore you're not conscious of them properly. So I think if you unblock here with that video, sticky gold wax shoulders, it's real quick. It just walks you through doing that technique on your shoulders to unblock them. Are there any physical exercises, stretches that you can do to help amplify your energy? I'm reading a book that suggests several stretches and movements help amplify energy. Not really. I mean, I'm sure there are, like in Tai Chi or something, but I don't have expertise in that area to be able to tell you. I think if you work on your CV and GV meridian, that would be nice. CV and GV meridian. There's a whole bunch of CV and GV meridian videos that I have, but those are 2 major. This is a major yin meridian that sort of manages the other yin meridians, and this is a major yang meridian that manages the other yang meridians in your body. And so if you kind of unblock those, and just to the extent that's healthy and gentle, but over several days, you can unblock these and repair them and get the energy flow stronger and stronger in them. And that is actually tremendously strengthening. I did want to mention, I haven't been able to mention it yet. I'll email people that are, when I finally email for the next triplet set, the people that are paid for the now sold out triplet set. But I wanted to mention, I started using a light therapy lamp, and it helps me actually. So that's something non-meditative that you could do that I do think helps amplify your energy. It's basically like, and I'm not a scientist, so feel free to Google and do your own research. I bought it on Amazon for $40. It's like, it's not anything like super special. It's just, it's a lamp. Miroko is the brand. Sorry, I didn't mean to turn it on. But anyway, so I could put the link later below. But I don't get money from you buying it. I mean, but anyway, the point is that's a little bit of a help too. Particularly in the winter, I think it's nice. It helps. I don't have depression due to lack of sunlight or anything, so I didn't think I needed it. But then, this year the angels were like kind of pestering me until I bought one. And I've been using it, and it's strengthening. It's strengthening. I think medically it's supposed to, help your circadian rhythms or something, and so you actually sleep deeper when you do sleep, and when you wake up, you're more energized. And I've felt that I don't need naps anywhere near as much as I used to, using this light therapy lamp in the morning. I just, you just like when you're journaling or when you're eating your breakfast or whatever, you just have it on, and it's like at a right angle to you. It's not like you're not staring at it. And, but it helps your brain to like do whatever it's supposed to do. Like, I mean, I'm not a scientist, obviously. You can tell from the way I'm talking, but somehow it gives you kind of that, spark that you would get if you're outside on a sunny day. And if you do it early in the morning or for several hours in the morning, it seems to have a big effect. Not as much, for me personally, that's maybe 10% of what helps me. And then the Wei Qi aura repair is maybe 80% of what helps me, just because my job is so public, and I'm healing hundreds of people, sending out videos to thousands of people. Like, I need Wei Qi aura repair seriously. And so that is probably 80% of what really strengthens my energy is Wei Qi aura repair. So I will link that below. There's the last triplets that we did a lot more with Wei Qi aura repair, but there is a basic good 45-minute video on Wei Qi aura repair that you could do. So that's maybe about 80% of what keeps me strong. And then GV, CV repair, those two meridians, that's another 10%. And then this light maybe is another 5 or 10%. And then I do get, acupuncture and herbs. I drink a custom, medicinal tea every day that I make that my acupuncturist specifically recommends for me. And then I get acupuncture sometimes if I'm dealing with a lot, it's every 2 weeks, but other times it's like every 4 or 5 weeks. It just depends. So yeah, it's good to stretch, but I don't know strengthening stretches. I just do ones that I need. Feel pretty good. Cleared a bunch from my solar plexus chakra, which tends to block up a lot. Good. Thanks, Janet. I feel great. I think I called back a ton of playfulness energy from childhood, but also from family, friends, coworkers that I interact with current day. Yeah. Feeling tired. Yeah, I think this was a big triplet for you. I think because you've had some playfulness squashers in your life for a long time. So yeah, I don't think that's a blocked up tired. That's just like a holy moly, I just cleared a ton kind of tired. So hopefully it feels good and you can fit in a quick nap. And then you'll be rocking it. I had to work all the way through. Will it be any benefit to me, or has stress repelled the healing? No, your stress did not repel your healing. I'm looking, it's fine. It's okay. Yeah, it would be extra cathartic to listen to the video later. But yeah, no, you have enough experience. You're not such a stress bag. I know that you think you're a stress bag, but it didn't block the healing because you're so used to getting these healings. That's the thing. Veterans, most veterans, they can, have their undies in a bunch about something and they still benefit quite a lot and they're not blocking the benefit. And even then, later you do the video and it finishes it up for you. Thanks, Janet. That worked immediately. About being recycling, I feel great. I've been doing a lot of work on my 4th chakra, and it's amazing how great you can feel working that chakra. Yeah, 4th chakra, heart chakra, it's like the feel-good chakra. It just makes you feel freaking great. Has to do with enthusiasm, motivation, self-esteem, self-love, self-care. Also, the calling back of playfulness energy as a kid from my parents and other past life parents technique. Oh, other past life parents, very nice. I felt a lot of innocence was stuck up in the inner child, wounded inner child. Yeah, you get back innocence along the way. Yeah, innocence could have been a part of the title as well, because you're getting your innocence back by working both these techniques together. Calling back bubbles of different chakra colors on gold light was fun for me. Mine were like marbles rolling fast down a curved marble track toy back to me. Feeling energetic. Thank you. Yay. Will it be easy for me to clear all of this using the video as self-clearing, or better to focus on one bit of it? Just use your intuition. There's no rule. You personally, I think it just depends on your time. If you have 10 minutes, you could use one of the timestamp links that will be up there at some point, or you could pick one of the videos that will be linked in the comment section. Like you could do blanket exercise video, that's 11 minutes, and that you could just insert your playfulness aspect to it. Or the callback bring in video, that's pretty short. I don't remember how short it is, but it's like under 20 minutes. And you could do callback bring in specifically for playfulness. Call back your playfulness energy, bring in your playfulness energy. Or you could do, the whole live stream, half listen to that even. So it's an intuitive call. There's not a rule. Like one day something might work just fine, and the other day you might feel something else. And even if you don't feel like your intuition works, it does work. You just have to give it a try. Thanks, Janet. Okay, so this is hugely long. I hope that is okay. We lost a couple people in the last 10 minutes, but that's all right. I love you guys, and we should wrap up now. So I enjoyed working with you guys, and I hope that it helped you with your playfulness and your inner child energy. And the next time I will see you guys in a live stream will be for the February 7th, 9th, and 11th triplet set, which will be about having more energy and wellness and flow in the afternoons and evenings, which will be huge because people think it's getting tired, but there's a lot more to it. You know, energy there are ways that people's energy gets weakened and blocked and damaged more in the afternoon and evenings. And I think there are ways to reduce a lot of that. I mean, yeah, okay, it's been a long day, whatever, you know, but I think if we look at clearing some past life baggage and some other, you know, subconscious things that are going on, then you can have a better afternoon and evening on your average day. So that's huge. Also, it will have great, it'll have that Wei Chi aura repair and the repair of the rings of the Wei Chi auras, which makes like this inner crystal grid kind of effect that's very protective. Oh, I did want to just, small point, at the last triplet set, I did it in one of the Q&As or one of the videos, I said that, I kind of frowned upon crystal grids, like people that make crystal grids in their home, like that I guess what I meant is I don't make, like, some people are very specific and they have some geometric or whatever shapes that they're trying to replicate in their own home with crystals, and that I have not felt the need to do. But when I was living in Chicago, I did want to be more explicitly honest about it. When I was living in Chicago, I did, like, I got these little pieces of amethyst and I would put them on like my windowsills, you know, and I felt like it would kind of have a nice barrier. So the amethyst would kind of, you know, be a little bit of a good energy, you know, for the apartment by putting it on the windowsills. And then I would have like, back when I had plants, like there's these plants called mother-in-law tongues or snake plants, and they're kind of spiky, dark green plants. And those I feel like are good sort of, boundary setting plants. They're very, the plant itself, the spirit of that plant is very sort of strong energy boundary kind of plant. So I don't need that here. I mean, we live around a ton of trees and there's a lot less population where I live now. So I don't feel the need for any extra sort of physically assisted boundaries like that. But so I just wanted to be explicit. It's not that I've never done any sort of a physical assisted thing for a home. But anyway, that inner crystal grid thing where you repair the rings in your Wei Chi auras, that's like a crystal sort of defensive thing that you bring with you, because it's really your own, it's parts of your own spirit that you're repairing that naturally create a protective defensive force field within you. So it's very safe and it's you, so then you get to bring it with you, you know, to heaven and into your next life, you know, as opposed to the little pieces of amethyst that you put on your windowsill that don't come with you when you cross over. And don't come with you when you go to the store, whereas your inner crystal grid of your, you know, repaired Wei Chi aura rings, that comes with you when you go to the store and you know, walk around outside. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.